Mori desu. I hope you're all having a great day. Before we start, I just want to say thank you to Juno Mallet for sending me this beautiful watch. Juno Mallet is a unique brand that designs affordable watches built from exclusive materials solely used in the manufacturing of high-end timepieces. From the packaging itself, you can already tell that it's carefully crafted. They sent me a DIY crystal living locket watch and I instantly fell in love with it. I love how you can customize your watch according to your mood and style by adding charms inside. This rose gold charm reminds me of the rose from one of my favorite Disney movies, Beauty and the Beast. It's just so pretty. It certainly is the perfect gift for your loved ones or for yourself. You definitely deserve it. So make sure to check their website and use the code MORI20 for a 20% discount off on your purchase. Again, thank you Juno Mallet for this gift, and thank you my dear friends for always supporting me. I love you all. Today I'll do a Q&A video about the life of a foreigner in Japan while showing you around Ueno, Tokyo. Just a disclaimer, I am not an expert on all things Japanese. My answers are based on my experiences and my personal opinion. I do not speak on behalf of anyone but myself. So without further ado, let's start. If you are referring to tourism, I would say that they are very open to foreigners these days. Especially in big cities, most of the establishments have either an English translation of the Japanese words or the words are already written in Romaji. Also, the number of available English teaching jobs are also high, which means English is becoming necessary in their educational system. So yes, I think Japanese are more open to foreigners nowadays. I don't think they react differently when they see a foreigner. Most of the time they just mind their own business. Although I did have one not so good experience with a local, which I shared on my very first Q&A video. But in general, I think it's pretty normal for them to see foreigners. Just don't make a big scene or break the law or something, you won't get any big reactions from the Japanese. This one depends on the job you're applying for because they have different requirements. There are a lot of available jobs in Japan for sure. But I think the chances of getting hired will vary depending on the type of job you're applying for, your educational background, your experience, and your level of Japanese. So for example, you want to apply for an IT-related job. You need to have an educational background related to IT, and you need to have at least JLPT N2 to N1 level, which is used for business Japanese. But for an English teacher like me, they are not very strict with the requirements and with your level of Japanese, so make sure you do your research well. To be honest, searching for an apartment is very easy. You can find apartments listed on the internet, and there are real estate offices that you can approach in every town. But the process of successfully renting is another story. Generally speaking, it is difficult to rent an apartment in Japan, especially for foreigners. If you happen to have a company or a Japanese relative that is willing to back you up, it'll make things easier. It's also a plus if you can speak Japanese, as it will help speed up the process. Most of the companies handling ALTs or English teachers do provide housing assistance, but at a cost. So the actual process of renting takes several steps, which are too long for me to explain in detail in this Q&A. So let me know in the comment section below if you want a dedicated video on the entire process. Well, it's easy to get lost if you're new in a place, but with the help of technology such as Google Maps, finding your way in Japan becomes easier. However, getting from one place to another depends on the area you're living in. If you're going to live in the city, it will be easy to find your way around since there are a lot of trains, buses, and taxis available. But in rural areas where trains are not as available and the number of buses are limited, it's advisable to just buy a bicycle or a car if you have the budget. Most Japanese are friendly and accommodating, but finding an actual friend depends on your social skills, whether you are friendly yourself. As for me, I haven't found a Japanese friend that I can hang out with outside of work because I'm not that sociable. But if you are sociable, I'm sure you'll make lots of Japanese friends easily. To be honest, I experienced depression and anxiety during the first few months of my stay in Japan. It was not an easy journey because it's my first time to live independently without any help from my family. Although I have friends around me, it was still hard for me due to a lot of challenging circumstances. What helped me cope with the stressful situations are my faith in the Lord and the constant support from my family and loved ones. Living in Japan as a foreigner is not easy, so keep the faith, find a hobby that you really enjoy, and take it one day at a time. It took me about a year before I actually got used to living in Japan. I had to first learn how to manage my time as a student and as a part-time worker, and next, learn how to manage my finances in order to pay for my tuition fee, household bills, and send money to my family in the Philippines. I basically had to learn how to take care of everything myself. As for being an English teacher, even though it was my first time in that field, I was grateful to have a great mentor who helped me easily adjust to work. So, I think this one depends on you and your environment. For winter, I did a lot of research about layering clothes. Uniqlo is my go-to when it comes to buying heat-tech innerwear, and I wore a lot of down jackets to keep me warm. Since it's my fourth winter here, I already got so used to the weather that I can wear skirts even when it's cold. And as for summer, I actually think that the heat in Japan feels different from the heat in the Philippines. So during this season, I take cold showers 2 to 3 times a day, drink lots of water, and wear dry fit clothes. There's just so many things I love about Japan. Cherry blossoms, delicious food, beautiful sceneries, the Japanese language, and its rich culture. I just think that Japan is a place that everyone should see and experience at least once in their lives. Plus, there's so many cute things. There's so many cute things! I hate that I can't buy all of them because I don't have the money and the storage for all of them. But in all seriousness, what I hate about Japan is that living here is so expensive. Even when you earn a decent amount of money, a huge portion of it still goes to your daily and monthly expenses. But that's to be expected when you live in a first world country. And that's it, friends. I hope you enjoyed another Q&A video from me. Let me know if you still have other questions that you think I should answer in the next Q&A video. Stay safe always, and I love you all.